Hi, it's Tim Baldwin. We're at the IAPA Attractions Expo 2017. We're at the Intamin booth, and I'm talking with Sascha Czibulka here with Intamin. Sascha, you guys are celebrating 50 years, so congratulations on that. You've won 2 more Golden Ticket Awards this year for installations, so continued congratulations on your award-winning innovations. Intamin
Thank you very
has had
much.
so many. You have a wide range of products. You have coasters, you have water rides, you have theaters and tower rides. Has that really fueled Intamin's success for 5 decades?
I would say definitely yes. This is one of our strengths, that we do have a rather diversified product portfolio. And I remember the days where the industry in general wasn't as busy as it is now, and where you actually were pretty glad when you were able to sell a Bounty boat ship.
Yes, anything, yes.
And another advantage coming from this diversity is that we can take advantage from the developments of different departments. Give you one idea, and I think you have been on Chiapas at Phantasialand in Germany.
It's one of the best flumes. I just love
And that is a very good example how, in this case, the roller coaster department has influenced the new developments for a water ride.
Oh, that's fantastic.
For example, the lift. We had to, in order to being able to meet the rather low dispatch times and consequently small block times, we had to come up with a rather fast inclined lift.
And Chiapas does have an extremely fast lift system for a long ride.
Especially the first one, which goes parallel to the mine train lift, and when you happen to sit in a boat and the mine train is just next to you, you actually overtake the mine train. and the existing technology did not allow for the speeds we needed to reach. So the water ride department was liaising with the roller coaster department and
work together.
If
I'm not mistaken, that log flume has an incredibly high capacity.
It has.
It really does, and it's moving people through.
And this counts for all the different departments. Another good example is the magnetic braking technology, which was initially developed for the freefall towers.
Yes.
And well, today, 20 years later, you can see them in coasters, even water rides. And that is one of the big benefits of Intamin, that we really can take advantage of different developments and get even also economies of scale in this context. So yeah, and then if you so want, it is also insurance for us for the rainy days.
Yeah. Okay, you are often approached for world record-breaking rides, whether it is fastest, tallest, whatever. Are those exciting or are those intimidating?
They're definitely not intimidating.
Oh, well, good.
They are certainly exciting. And every time a client approaches us with a request for something really special and spectacular, resulting ideally in a world record, we're the ones who say, well, yeah, why not? Pushing the envelope, because if I think back, if you just look at the different speed stages, with Superman the Escape having been the first roller coaster hitting the 100 miles per hour barrier, which at that time was unthinkable. And if I think back to Formula Rossa,
which is now how fast?
It's 240 kilometers per hour, which in miles, excuse me.
Yes, I know. I would say it's like 149 miles per hour or something.
That could be,
something
yes. It's pretty fast. And the fastest before was King Dakar, with 210 kilometers per hour.
128 miles per hour.
In this region, a step of 30 kilometers per hour doesn't sound that much, but it's huge. And yes, you do have to scratch your head a number of times when it comes to the execution. You have to foresee, well, what are the issues we're gonna be faced with? What are we foreseeing to overcome this and that? And then reality will tell you whether your assessments have been good or whether you have to continue to scratch your head.
What has more challenges, something very high or water?
That's a good question, actually. Both have their unique challenges. A water ride is and will ever be, to a certain extent, unpredictable because you're working with water. And when we get asked from a client, well, okay, how much time do we have to foresee for the commissioning and testing? And then we normally tend to say, well, a rather long time, because we just don't know. There will be adjustments necessary, which you only see once the water is flowing. For a high-rising attraction, be it a high roller coaster or a tower or a giant wheel. I mean, take Orlando Eye, or staying in Florida, Falcon's Fury, for example. The challenge is not necessarily so much from an engineering and calculation point of view. The challenge is that we have to make costing and pricing at a time where we only have good ideas. And we say, well, okay, with this height and the wall thickness will most likely be 20 millimeters or 50 or whatever. And then you start the detail engineering, and then sometimes you say, oops, this was a little bit too optimistic. But our advantage here is that we do have a very vast experience, and that's probably one of the reasons why you will hear, when it comes to, well, you know, this higher, faster, bigger thing, you hardly will hear a no. We'll say, yep, let's have a look at it.
Let's do it. All right, Intamin's had 50 years of success. If someone asked you to pinpoint what were your biggest successes, what would you think really, I mean, you have so many, what stands out?
And that's the point. I think it's almost impossible to pick one project or...
One favorite child?
Yeah, exactly. I think that is a great comparison. Every child is great, exactly.
Okay, now,
but I think when I look at the number of rides, certainly the most successful one is the River Rapids ride.
That really took over the industry. Everyone had to put on the Rapids ride. And obviously the coaster fans just fell in love with Intamin for your award-winning, record-breaking, just wonderful coasters. If you had to pick a personal favorite roller coaster, what would you pick for you?
That's a really tough one. It depends on where in the world.
Pick the U.S. Most of our viewers will probably be United States watchers here.
Okay. Starting in Florida, and this is one of my favorite coasters, Cheetah Hunt, which is a really nice one. But now going a little bit north to Ohio and stopping at Cedar Point, I think that's where my favorite is located. And there it's a very tough call between Millennium Force and Maverick.
Maverick, there we go.
And Maverick it is.
Maverick is really just one of my top favorites, but of course Millennium Force has won so many golden tickets. It's just a huge fan favorite. It's just great. Okay, final question. Look ahead. What's in the future for Intamin? How do you guys feel about, the next 50 years?
The next 50 years. I think what and that is part of why we are there where we are, the continuous attempt to stay ahead of everything, to be innovative, to come up with new ideas. I mean, we have...
And that's your legacy.
Almost every year we come up with at least one new attraction and new development. So when it comes to, in the short term, what's ahead, most of it we cannot talk about.
Sure.
But there are going to be some nice surprises in the next 2-3 years to be then experienced. Also in the States.
Yay! Love anything in the United States.
And we are fortunately pretty busy, and try our best to keep the level of innovation and of what we come up with at where it is, and eventually bringing it up even further. And I think what is really important in that context is that we, working with Intamin, we have to thank our clients first and foremost for enabling us to do what we are doing, and also the Spieldiener family, the owners,
yes.
who keep on investing and say, hey, yep, why not? Let's do that. Try that. And yeah.
There you have it. Let's do this. What a good motto to have. Sascha, thank you for your time.
Tim, my pleasure. Thank you very much.